Peace world. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, so we are going to talk about, we've been married now for 11 years. And I'm from South Africa, Saifullah is from here. And we're going to talk about how we've made this work for all
Akron,
these years.
Ohio.
Okay, he's from Akron, Ohio.
Let's let that be clear.
Okay, so we're going to talk about how we met and how we've actually made this relationship, this partnership, and this marriage, how we've made it work so far. Would you like to start? How did we meet?
Alhamdulillah. I was out hustling as usual.
Okay.
I think I was painting somebody's house.
Okay.
And the sister, she seen what an upstanding young man I was.
Yeah.
Wondering why upstanding, good-looking fella like myself
Was still single.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, she said she knew somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody. So I think she contacted Sister Aretha. She
Right.
contacted you. And I think we talked that night or something, right? Decided to meet up at the masjid at Juma the next day.
Niger and Masjid Mu'mineen.
Shout out to the Mu'mineen Masjid.
Okay, I need to point this out, okay? Sisters, when you're going to do your sit down or the first time you're going to meet your potential, please wear nice shoes, because this guy was making fun of my shoes. Well, he didn't talk about it that day, but he talked about it afterwards forever and ever. So please make sure you wear some nice, good-looking shoes, because he talked about my shoes.
I was peeping the swag, and
Yeah,
I said,
and you talked about my shoes.
She just need a new pair of shoes. She'd be all right. We can work with that. That's workable. But, I was really impressed. You had that African adab. I think we got to talking, and, it was like a moment of silence, and you was like, are we done? Are we finished?
I said, may I leave?
Yeah, may I leave? I'm like, she asking for permission to leave? I'm like, I might be at work with this here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I was shocked that, and you're still the same way today. Like, you make emotional decisions. You're so optimistic. It was like the first night we talked, he was already talking about marriage.
Yeah.
So I was kind of skeptical,
He thought I wanted a green card, people.
Well, my granddaddy.
It was like
granddaddy, I had to shoot the idea to him. He like, where's she from? I'm like, yeah, she's from South Africa. He like, yeah.
She wants the green card.
She want that citizenship.
Okay, let me get
what she did.
Let me get this straight with people out there. Brothers or sisters, if there's a potential person from overseas that wants to marry you, it's not always about the green card. So don't be skeptical like this brother here. It's not always about the green card. SubhanAllah, just make istikhara, and if Allah guides you to that person, don't try to invite negativity into it by thinking it might be the green card or it might be that. Don't invite that. If Allah is guiding you that this is the right person, khalas, stick to that. So, yeah, 11 years later, I had the green card, I had the citizenship, and we're still here, right?
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
But I think a lot of people have asked us stuff like, we got married like after, 3 weeks? So we met that Friday, 2 days after we started talking on the phone. We met that Friday after Jumu'ah. And then we got married like literally 3 weeks later. And let me say something. The sisters might be very upset with me on this one now. Our wedding cost literally how much? We bought the chicken for like $30. The rice was like $20.
I forget. I remember the wedding dress.
The dress was the most. Okay, come on. You got to spend a little bit of money on the dress. But yeah, the abaya was what, $60? $65?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it was $60. I got it from Sister Anifat. Yeah, but my abaya was like $65. The chicken was $30 or something silly like that, and the big sack of basmati rice for $25. And I cooked. I cooked all the food. I mean, not all the food, of course, like the rice and the chicken. And the sisters in the community, like Sister Aretha, Sister Malika, and her daughter Safa.
Shout out.
Yep. Everybody helped out. Everybody brought a salad. My beautiful, sweet mother-in-law brought a cake. And some sisters brought drinks. So we literally spent, like, out of our pockets, like, what, maybe $120? Guys, $120. That's how much we spent for the nikah and the walima. So you don't have to break bank just to make a walima. And we had our witnesses, and we had a beautiful nikah and walima, alhamdulillah. And we're still here.
Well,
so,
behind the scenes, I probably was breaking bread a little bit more.
There we go again.
Stuff you ain't know about.
Like what?
That I had to take care. Well, I mean, I remember the day after the wedding, we hit that Walmart up.
Brother, that was from the wedding gifts. We got a whole bunch of gift cards.
I mean, you got to be resourceful. But I'm saying, like, I had to put everything in position. But, yeah, I forget the calculation. I got you the ring, didn't I?
Yeah, that was a lot.
See?
Yeah, that was a lot.
Behind the scenes expenses.
Yeah, that was
That's
a lot.
what I mean. They don't take into consideration, all of the expenses, the entails from a managerial standpoint.
Oh, here we go again.
Okay, the intangibles.
Right.
But I mean, I think that's Quran and Sunnah, the least expensive wedding.
Right.
I mean, it's the best. It's based on, just wanting to be together. Feasibility.
You know what I think it is? There's this saying, I've seen it a lot. It says, nowadays, the nikahs are so expensive and zina is so cheap. Because people prolong weddings so much now, they just want to save money, keep saving money. They end up, doing stuff they're not supposed to do. So, cut that out, guys. We're here. Ask your sisters. You bake the cake. Hey, Zuleika, you the best cake maker. You make the cake, Zuleika. Zaynab, Saifullah will make the barbecue chicken. Okay? Get another sister, bring the drinks. We got your walima. We
go to Hamza Fashion.
You go to Hamza
get
Fashion.
Your
Abdul Razak will hook you up with some of those nice
wedding dress.
That's right.
The Kufi kids.
There you go.
Get hooked up, looking nice and neat.
Come to the clubhouse. Have your walima outside in the backyard. We'll make it all nice, decked out.
We did that last year.
Hey!
Was it last year?
It was last. No,
backyard,
last Ramadan.
Last Ramadan, we had a backyard iftar.
Last Ramadan, we were in South Africa, so it was the Ramadan before that.
Okay.
Yeah, so 2 years ago, we had a nikah at our house.
In the backyard?
In the backyard, that's right.
Alhamdulillah.
So you don't break, what do you Americans say? Don't break bank?
Don't break the bank?
Right. Trying to have a wedding. So, yeah. And what has made it work? What do we quarrel about? What do we have differences in? We have a lot of those, just by the way.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. I mean, marriage is half your deen. That's what I always keep in mind. I mean, the deen is what? The way of life.
Right.
So, if your way of life, your lifestyle is everything from, your physical, the mental, your spiritual, family life, financial life. Marriage is half of everything you're going to deal with in life. Half. So with that being said, I mean, you got to expect it to be some type of challenges. But I think what's helped us the most, and it might sound kind of weird or whatever, is when we get into arguments or have differences, there's nowhere to run.
That's what he says.
There's nowhere to run. I mean, you have some family here. You have very good friends here. But I know your friends will just encourage you, to work it out.
Yeah.
Versus, feeling like I'm just going to go to mom's house. Mom is in Africa. So
he's got me on lockdown. That's what it is. I'm in prison. I can't get away because I don't have any family.
To work it out.
That's what it is, huh?
That's one thing. I mean, that's the physical aspect of it. It's so easy to just be like, I'm going to mom's house, especially for the woman. I think more so than the man.
Right.
You know, I've seen that in other relationships. They just go to mom's house or their sister's house or whoever, you know, to vent and, you know, get that gossip on or whatever. You know, which you probably still do over the phone.
Yes, I do.
But other than that, I think it's been my family management, you know, that element of business, the family business. We always got something going on, some event coming up, some project that we have to work on together on.
Yeah.
So whether it's, you know, something personal, you know, that we're, arguing about, it's like we got deadlines to meet. Okay, we got to make this event happen. Neither one of us, you know, want to compromise, you know, the service that we provide to the community. So yeah, we got to talk to each other. We got to work it out, and the events always entail something that's inspiring, something that's motivating, you know. So it's just that, you know, that unconscious element that puts us back in a mind frame that, okay, you know, we have a mission.
Right.
And then, of course, I mean, you've always be the first one to break the silence after we argue. I have to give you that. You know, I'm the one. Because
I'm very optimistic and positive or whatever.
There you go.
But I'll tell you this, like a few years ago, a very, very dear close friend of mine, Sakina, told me something. She said, okay, at the end of the day, after all your arguments and whatever, if you look at your husband, you look at your wife, and you say, is this person going to help me get to Jannah? Then khalas, everything else should not matter. And I still remember that to this day. She's like, if you look at this person and when you look at your overall life and the way you guys live your lives, do you think he's going to help you get to Jannah? If the answer is right, then forget that. And the reason I married this guy from Ohio is, I mean, I was, you know, getting back on the deen. I was just starting to practice, just starting to make salats, just starting to put on the hijab. And I really needed somebody who was stronger. And the sheikh from Houston told me, oh, this one, sister, he has a spot in the masjid, in the Fajr masjid. You walk in, you see Saifullah in that corner in the masjid. And that sold it for me, and that was it. I was like, okay.
I was up in there praying for a wife. You know, fudging issues. That left side of the masjid. Praying for a wife. I mean, I knew early on that I just needed that balance, that focus.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was hanging out with my older siblings or what, you know, that kind of just made me realize. And of course, you know, my older brother, Shafiq, passed away, put me in a whole different mind frame. But just, yeah, I mean, he moving to Houston. Shout out to Tamim, my brother-in-law.
Jannah juice, not Jannah juice, what am I Jannah meat, you gotta get those hot dogs, you guys.
www.jannahfoods.com.
Jannah Foods. Those hot dogs, you have never had hot dogs like this. They are the bomb diggity.
Shout out to the Johnson family for accomplishing that. The first and only all halal meat processing plant in America. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. But I mean, he inspired me to be the entrepreneur.
MashaAllah.
You know, got me, you know, on them salats, you know. Him and Imam Jamil Alameen.
MashaAllah. Make dua for him, inshallah.
People don't they don't realize how important salat is. And it's not only Islam, you know, when people take the time out to you know, meditate. You know, Russell Simmons, he's real big on meditating every day. You know, the Asian people, you know, of course with the yoga. I mean, you seen the waiting to exhale, you know, Nam Ho Renge Gyo Ran. No, seriously though. Seriously, it's a biological science behind, you know,
said that,
zoning out of everything that you don't really have control over.
Right.
And just focusing on communicating with your creator. And I think that's really what really did it.
Well, it was in their sense, in their case, like their inner peace, the inner selves. Yeah.
But this is necessary just for, I think, day-to-day functioning, for focus, more than anything. And I was focused on having a wife. So that energy that I gave off for people, you know, to even see me as a qualified bachelor, you know, I think, you know, Sister Zanera, shout out to the Shuey family.
Mashallah.
I think she's seen, okay, you know, the brother make a salat, so I'm going to refer him to this particular sister, you know, that I think is a match. My point is, I mean, the energy that you give off, that's pretty much, you know, the references you're going to get and the company that you're going to end up probably being around.
Yep. So, and then we had kids after what, 3 years?
The second... Was it the second year?
3 years. After 3 years, we had Shafiq. Got married 2003. Shafiq was born 2005. 2000. When was Shafiq born?
Well, okay, we get married, and then you get pregnant after the second year, and then he's married in the third year.
Okay, yeah. But anyways,
I mean, no, that's really important, though.
Children, right?
That's really important that you have the time without the children, which was 1 year.
Right.
But during the course of that pregnancy...
was it different, Zaynab? What are you trying to say, my brother?
I mean, it was just a challenge. I mean, I'm in school.
What are you trying to say, brother?
I'm in school. I'm hustling. I mean, you know, you ain't got your folks here. Shout out to Mommy, though. She did come.
Yeah,
you know, when Shafiq was born. You know, came all the way from Africa.
I know.
But, I mean, again, you know, some people definitely look forward to having that time before kids. Me, I guess, I don't know. I'm unorthodox.
Yeah,
I don't mind having the kids early.
We know that.
And then when they get dependent, hopefully we'll be still young enough.
Independent.
Yeah, independent. And then hopefully we'll be still young enough when they get older to go and have the fun. Let's go ahead and get the hard times.
Like the Ealies. Shout out to the Ealies.
Shout out to the Ealies.
Yep.
Yeah, we got to bring them in for a show.
Yeah, they definitely have to come to the show.
I think they're going like 13 years strong or something like that.
Man.
Younger than us, I think.
Yeah, and they have all their kids. The youngest one is, how old is Mikey? Like 8 years old? No, he's not 8. 10. Mikey's 10.
At least.
Yeah, because when we were married, remember when we were newlyweds, we took him with us, and people was looking at us weird, like, you know that's not your child. But, yeah, so they've been married. Mikey's like 10 years old, and they're young, and they're kids, mashallah, straight-A students, sports, everything. But, so that's the story of our life. Yeah.
That's how we met. That's how...
we got married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still an ongoing process.
We have our struggles, a lot of them, because of course you're going to have struggles. Not only are you guys opposite, Allah created us that way.